Everyone, my shit is randomly cut out, everyone. Do y'all hear me? Do y'all hear me, everyone? I'm resetting this real quick. Give me 1 second. I have to like mirror it so it looks like me. Let me put the green screen up, everyone. Give it 1 second, y'all. 1 second, y'all. We're putting this last one up. All right, let me get to the next person again. Give it a second, everyone. Lindsay, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you very much, everyone. If you want to have access to the sub-only chat, everyone, subscribe to me if you haven't already. Again, I'm going on to the next person. Just give it 1 second, everyone. We're going to get someone up here, everyone. Yo, Camacho, I appreciate the subscription as well. Thank you so much. Again, everyone, only send a guest request if you do disagree. We're just looking for some debates. For some reason, it's not accepting people, so I'm going to get to the next person. Again, everyone, only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. We are on sub only right now. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
20 years old.
Yo, thank you for that mustache. I appreciate it. You're how old?
20.
Are you driving?
Am I driving? Yes.
TikTok TOS, everyone. TikTok TOS. You can't drive while you're on the live, everyone. TikTok TOS, y'all. TikTok TOS. We're going to go on to the next person. Again, only send a guest request if you do disagree, everyone. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Yo, Shannon, thank you for the marvelous confetti. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, for some reason, it's not accepting this person either. Again, everyone, I'm trying to get to the next person. Again, only send a guest request if you do disagree, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
28.
For sure. Do you think that it's okay to use slurs if you're not a part of the community?
I'm not a Trevor, so that's the only slur that I think that it's okay to use. Words don't matter.
Appreciate you coming on. Black Lion, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you. Again, we're going on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you do disagree, everyone. Again, we are just looking for some debates, chat. Just looking for some debates. Yo, Amanda, thank you for the subscription as well. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. VHS, thank you for the subscription as well. Phoebe again as well. Thank you. Everyone keep tapping that screen, everyone. You already know the deal. Let's try to get to 1.5 million likes. If you do disagree, send a guest request right now. Again, everyone, if you like my content, I go live literally every single day for around 6 hours. So follow me if you have not already, everyone. You already know we go live literally every day, y'all. This is going to be a new topic, everyone. I really did not think that there was this many people that think it's okay. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Melvi, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, everyone. Give it literally like 5 seconds, like 30 seconds, everyone. We're going to try to get someone up here. I don't know why it's taking a second to get people up here, y'all. Linktree in bio for Parker's server? Of course. Yeah, you can join the server, Linktree in bio. Also, if you want to see the presidential interview with Marianne Williamson that we did yesterday, make sure to go check out my YouTube channel. Linktree's in my bio. Or you can just look up Parker Get a Job here on YouTube, everyone. That's where I did post the presidential interview, everyone, if you did miss it. Okay, chat, it's not accepting this person either. I don't know what's going on. Today it's not accepting people in the guest box for some reason. We've got 84 requests, so I'm just going to go through as many people as I possibly can, everyone. Just give it a second, everyone. I'm gonna speed run through people just to get it fast. Yo, oh, they didn't. They left too. Only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Congrats on the interview, Parker. I appreciate it so much. Parker, you gonna post this live on YouTube? Yes. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
You said what?
How old are you?
I'm 19.
For sure. Do you think that it's okay to use slurs if you're not a part of the community?
Well, I say no. I don't think you should be able to use it. But my thoughts on it is that when it comes to using them in general, I think that when like earlier there was a guy talking about in friend groups. I think when people use it in a friend group way, that it's different because of the fact that at the end of the day they're joking and they're never being serious about it.
Okay, so you think that someone jokingly as a white person can say the N-word and it's okay?
I don't think me personally that I wouldn't say it because it's not right. But there's been scenarios or situations where you have seen videos and it's funny because people have said it or done it in a funny way.
So you think it's acceptable for some white people to say the N-word but not yourself?
I'm not gonna say it. Well, there could be other people that are not white that could say it. Like you could have people that are Asian and they could say it as well. And
why do you think Asian people should be able to say the N-word?
I don't think they should be able to, but I'm just saying that there's people that are and who do say it, and it can be funny in a way they say it.
Why do you think saying the N-word is funny if you're not a part of the community? Or why do you think it's funny in general, even actually?
Well, because there could be ways where they use it, say it, and just in situations where it could just be funny.
Can you like give a circumstance?
Well, if you look at like TikToks and things like that people have, it's just funny. Or there's just friend groups where you'll have.
No, go ahead. Give me a context in which you think it's funny. You don't have to say the word. You can bleep the word, but I just want to hear the context.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you would do that. Like what? You can't just, I can't think of a joke off my head because, like I said, I don't do it, and all I know is that there's this
Don't
videos
know
of it.
anything that's you don't know anything that's funny?
Not like if I were to, I don't use it, so I wouldn't know.
Do you think it'd be wrong to use it in any context for yourself?
I wouldn't use it in any way.
You wouldn't use it in any context.
No, I don't think I would use the word in any way possible. No, I don't.
Yeah, do you think it's wrong to use the word in any context?
There's, I mean, there's different ways you could.
Again, if you're not a part of the community.
There's people that are who are teach it like history, so they end up saying
They
it.
don't have you don't have to say the N-word if you're teaching history and you're
But they
white.
read it. They read it off in a book.
You don't have to read the word. You can say the N-word.
Okay, but okay, yeah, they can still say that, but in general, it's a book. It's history. They're telling you what it is.
Yeah, and you don't have to say the N-word in that context.
But why? But there's people that are white writers and they write that down. Why do you think
Yeah,
they
and
write it?
I don't think that they should do that. I appreciate Nicolai, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. I think that it should be blurred out, right? If they're white.
I think they write it because of the reason is because they're expressing how it actually is. They're if you were to just say that, you wouldn't really hear. Or
So do you think it's
understand
okay
what
for
like.
white people to text the N-word to people?
It depends on in which way they're using it.
What way can they use it in which it's okay?
Well, let's say, for example, that they were just to type it or use it in a negative, hurtful way. Then no, that's not right.
What connotation is not negative and hurtful?
If you were to just call someone or use it in a racist way,
I think any way of using it when you're white is racist.
I mean, there's people that just they call it because what about people that use it and like for example, when people just use it as another way of calling someone by it, like you know what I mean, where they'll be like, "Hey, what's up?" and then they use it. Then what?
Yeah, as a white person, yeah, it's still wrong.
What happens if? Well, that's what people that's what they do in their community. That's how they address each other. Then what?
Oh, if you're white, that's still wrong.
So you would
I
you
don't
would
give a
say,
fuck if you've been saying it your whole life. If you're white, right? It's wrong.
but what I'm saying is, could you get how could you get mad at someone if they were to grow up in that community? Like for example, let's say,
I just did, right? You can say, "Hey, what's up?"
but I'm saying they grew up in that community where that's not how it is where they're at. Like that's just how it is. Like everyone says it, and no one has a problem with it. Then what would
And
you do?
I don't care if people in one particular community don't have a problem with it, right? Is an overwhelming majority of people, right, have a problem with it based upon the past history of racism and discrimination and oppression targeted towards people on the basis of them being black, right? For gay people on the basis of them being gay, right? And we could extend that to many other circumstances.
I just for me, I just think that because I know there's places I've been to, and at first I was just like, to me, I was like, well, that's weird because I've heard many white people that have like said it, but where I'm from and like growing up at, there's like people that are perfectly fine with it. They don't mind it because there's like that's just how they've grown up. That's where they've been, and there's no one there who would get mad about it because that's how it is. Like that's how it is growing up there. So.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that it's okay to say. It could have been the case like in the 1950s that it was okay and normally and acceptable for white people to call black people the N-word, right?
But what
In a
happens if they weren't
heartful
saying
and
it
insulting
for
way,
them?
and yet that doesn't make it okay.
But I'm saying is like, what happens if they're not even just saying it to them? They're saying it to like white people as well. That's what I'm saying is like,
Yeah, and
that's
it was wrong in either context, right?
it. I feel like if you were using it into the like in a racist way is what I'm saying. Like if you were to be like,
What is it?
oh,
What is a racist way for it? Like I don't know.
like if you were using it in an,
Like I think it's every circumstance. So
I'm saying is like if you were to sit there and you were to say it in an aggressive way, like I'm saying like you're saying with a certain tone and you're doing it and you're like there's a way there's a difference of when you say it to someone and you're just like you know what I mean you say the word and you're like but then there's the like situation where oh you can hear it in their voice like they're using it in a way of a hateful or just like in a bad way towards somebody or towards a
uh,
situation.
so you think that it's completely okay to say the N-word if you're by yourself?
No, I don't think it's right for.
No?
Uh, I don't believe that it's right for even in songs or anything like that. Like when it's a song, I feel like that
So
obviously.
you think it's wrong in any context?
I think it's wrong in a like if you're singing a song or anything like that. No, you should still obviously bleep it out in that part. But there's but I can't speak for the people that really like I said like it's hard to say for the people that have been in that community where I was growing up there, like just like for them to say no, you can't, because like
Yeah, if
that's
they're
how they
white,
live.
yeah, you shouldn't.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and the whole thing with it anyway is that like it's not even up for like, especially for white people or any other like, depending if we're just talking about the N word, for other races to say who cannot say it. I think that it's based upon on them, because that's for them to say who, like, what do they think and how the word could be used. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you think that again, it's not okay to say the N-word.
I don't think it's right at all.
Okay, do you think it's okay to say the F slur?
No, not at all, because obviously that's a whole nother thing. It's the same thing it would be with the N words. That is a whole community, and there's people that
So
are
you don't
okay
think
with
it's
it.
okay to say slurs?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to say, like, I don't think it is okay, but there's like, again, there's situations where, or ways where
There's
people
situations
would
where
get
you
away
think
with
it's
it.
okay?
For certain people that you can't really,
That's you
there's not much.
saying say there are situations that so you are saying it's okay in some circumstances.
In some circumstances, yes, because there's people that use
Yeah,
it.
is there any circumstance outside of the context of if you are part of the community?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just looking for people who disagree. Appreciate coming on.
All right.
All right, we're going to go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We're just looking for some debates. Everyone, tap that screen. Let's try to get to 1.5 million likes. If you want to help get it out to more people, share the live, everyone. Someone just sent me a Venmo. Yo, Jesse, thank you so much for the Venmo. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. SNL sketch between Richard Pryor and Chevy Case. Are you telling me to watch that, Jace? Let me go to the next person, everyone. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. We're just looking for some debates, everyone. Okay, it's not accepting this person either. We're going to go to the next one. Everyone, only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. Again, we're just looking for some debates, everyone. By the way, everyone, we got like maybe 25 or 35 minutes left on the live. I'm going to go until 5 o'clock tonight, everyone. Until 5 o'clock is when I am going live today, everyone. Okay, it's not accepting this person. We're going to go to the next. Again, only send a guest request if you do disagree, y'all. Okay, it's not accepting that person either. Everyone, I'm trying to get someone up here. Again, if you like my content oh my gosh, if you like my content, everyone, make sure to follow me if you haven't already, everyone. I go live literally on a daily basis. So again, if you like my content, follow me if you have not already, everyone. Georgia, I appreciate the galaxy. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And by the way, everyone, if you want to message me in any way, the best way to message me is by doing Venmos. They're essentially like super chats from YouTube. So I will see it and I will respond to it and whatnot. You get to like send like a little comment and stuff. But yeah, keep tapping that screen, everyone. Let's try to get to 1.5 million likes. Let's try to get to 2,000 shares by the end of the live, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Okay, for some reason it's not accepting this person. Okay, well, they were here, but they just didn't say anything. We're going to go to the next, everyone. Again, only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. We're just looking for some debates, everyone. If you want to have access to the sub-only chat, subscribe to me if you haven't already, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Where's the Marianne Williamson interview? It's on my YouTube channel. Link tree's in my bio. You can click on my YouTube that way, or you can look up Parker Get a Job. It's my last video I just posted. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
19.
For sure. Do you think it's okay to use slurs if you're not a part of the community?
I think in certain contexts, yeah.
What context?
Like in non-malicious intentive context. Like if you don't have like malicious intent.
Okay, so if a white person doesn't have malicious intent and goes to a person who's black and says the N-word, it's not wrong?
Well, I mean, if you didn't have malicious intent, you wouldn't just go up and randomly say it. Like,
Well, what does malicious intent mean?
like if I go up to someone and I call them the N-word with the intention of like, you know, being like aggressive or whatever, like that's understandable. But like, I know in the past it's been used badly, but just in general, it's not like it's not a
Can you tell
word
me what malicious means?
like angry, like bad.
Okay, so if you don't say it in an angry way, then is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so white people just going up to black people and not saying the N-word in an angry way, that's justified under your view.
You wouldn't go up to a black guy as a white guy and just say the N-word without malicious intent. There's no reason to do it. I'm saying like
Again, they're not angry in that scenario.
No. I don't mean angry. I mean
And you
bad.
think that's fine?
no. Listen. So like, okay, think about it like this. If I like, I would never, as a person, go up to someone and call them the N-word, right? Because I have no reason to. If I had no reason to call someone the N-word with like no intention, then I wouldn't, right? That's just common sense. That's the difference between having malicious intent or having like anger towards someone and just like, flat out saying it. But there's certain scenarios where if you're in a joking environment, people don't take offense to it, where you don't mean it in a malicious intent, there's no reason for you like not to, be permitted from saying it.
Yeah. So there absolutely is, right? Because again, in this scenario, right, this person clearly is going to be negatively impacted. Secondly, when we relate to the historical context behind these particular terms, right, it was used for discrimination, for oppression, right, for hatred. That's what it's been used as throughout society. So I don't think you can just remove the meaning that it particularly has within the context of the society that we live in.
Well, okay, can I ask you why you? Well, okay, so you're saying that because it's been used this way in the past, we can't use it this way in the present. Like, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't think that there's any context in which a white person could use it today in which I would not consider to be racist.
I disagree. I think the way that we used it in the past was more based on the actions that we like followed up with it. Like if I was to go up to someone like who was, in the past, like of course, like when people used to own slaves, like if I owned a slave in the past and I went up to them and called them the N-word, it would be used with malicious intent. But even nowadays, like I can't think of any at the top of my head, but I know like there's certain words that, back in the day they used to be used like badly, but nowadays are used like in a good way. Like even the word gay, like I'm not 100% sure on this. Like, I could be tripping, but like the word gay at some point meant to be like happy. And then it eventually progressed downwards to be like when you call someone gay, you would use it in the context of like when I say like, oh, those shoes are so gay, it's meant as like a bad thing, right? So like the
No,
context.
that's just homophobia. Like people trying to associate being gay with something bad,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
So the
That's what I
context
mean.
of being gay was still the case that you have attraction towards people with the same sex, particularly. I appreciate it, Mia. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it.
I mean, okay. That's a separate topic for another day. But my point is like there's no scenario where like out of the blue you would go up to like call someone and call them like a slur, or you would go up to someone and just like
Mayor, I
be.
appreciate the subscription.
Yeah.
Thank you. Again, I'm giving you a particular scenario where they don't have what you would consider a malicious intent, and you still consider it to be wrong. So, right, that's my point. Is you
I'm
still consider it to be wrong. That's why you're trying to say it's malicious when in this scenario it did not meet your conditions of being malicious.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like there's okay. You're giving me a scenario that pertains to the only reason you would ever go up to someone and call them the N-word is if you had malicious intent, right? But which is like you can't say okay. Give me like a scenario where like I jump off a boat and I'm like a really happy guy, but I jump off a boat, right? What am I supposed to do? Like it's like you wouldn't jump off a boat if you were really happy. You'd only jump off a boat if you were depressed. It's the same concept where it's like you're telling me, okay, what if I had no malicious intent, but I went up to someone and called them the N-word? I
How
have
about
no
this?
reason
Do
to
you
call
think that there's?
someone.
Oh, then how about you make this argument? There's a malicious intent behind every usage of the N word that relates to a white person.
What, say it again?
And why aren't you fine with the statement that in every usage of the N word from a white person that there's malicious intent?
What do you mean? I'm lost.
I don't know what you're
Say it,
lost with. I said that very clearly.
say it again. I'm confused. Say it one more time.
So wouldn't you apply the reasoning that it is the case that there is a malicious intent right within every single usage of the term
No, I'm
of the
just
N
saying
word
that
as a white person?
in the exact scenario that you gave me, you're giving me the scenario of like, okay, you go up to some random guy and you call him the N-word, right? There's inherently a problem with that specific scenario, right? The action of saying the N-word doesn't have to be specifically to call someone the N-word, right? There's situations like there's situations where you don't have to specifically go up to someone and call them the N-word, which is implied as like not malicious intent. Like the only reason where it would, in my case especially, where like where you would call it malicious intent is when you like go up to someone and you're like, oh, I hate you, you N-word, right? And it's like for even like other slurs, like there's a bunch of slurs in our world, not specifically with the N-word, but there's certain situations where things like the N-word are used to be like for like comedic effect. Like there's the audio on like Instagram, and it's like hilarious, right? There's a lot of stuff on Instagram that's very funny, but a lot of the times when people use the N-word, it's not only in a context of like calling someone specifically the N-word, which changes its meaning from like a malicious thing to more like somebody calling like my N-word, right?
So
Like
you
that's
just think that calling someone the N word particularly would imply a malicious intent, but outside the context wouldn't imply malicious intent. So what's the relevant distinction between these two actions that means that in one there's a malicious intent and the other one there's not?
because I mean, there's like there's no inherent malicious intent with like just saying the word. Like the only reason the word was ever considered or like the only reason it was ever considered a slur was because we used to say it in a bad context. But then like reversing that into our like
Yeah,
times
because it meant
nowadays,
of historical notion of oppression, of discrimination, of hatred, right? Literally, the lynchings happened because of the shit. Slavery happened because of the shit. This is reinforces those particular ways of treating people. You understand that was the point of this terminology. The point of societies being racist, right? Of societies being homophobic is to create a scapegoat for society so that they have the ability to treat a particular group of people in this way and not to feel bad about it. It's called depersonalization. So the whole point of using these terms is to depersonalize people. Same thing happened in, like around the Holocaust when the Nazis took power, right? Hitler, right, thought it was a great idea to dehumanize people who were Jewish, and that was the way that he justified treating them in such terrible ways.
Mhm. I mean, like, okay, I understand what you're getting at, and I think you're reading a little bit deep into the actual like context of what you would use the phrase in, because I think you're taking specifically the scenarios where you would go up to someone and literally call them the N-word with showing malicious intent. But there's scenarios, there's situations in our world where it's like if I was to go up to someone who is like a friend and I say, "What's up, my N-word?" I mean no anger with it, and I understand it's like okay, like
Yeah,
oh,
so you go up to a black person, you say that, right, as a white
I don't say
person. You
black
don't see
person, I
anything
say,
wrong with that?
but that's not okay. Well, no, no, no. Listen. You're using it in like you're okay. You're taking specifically a context where I would go up to a black person and say the N word, which I wouldn't do unless I had malicious intent. But I'm saying with no
No.
malicious.
You just said going up to someone and saying "What's up" with that particular word. You thought that that wasn't malicious intent. So why are you moving the goalpost now?
What? What does that mean?
You're moving the goalpost now. You're then moving to a separate standard.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about. First of all, I said a person. That doesn't indicate a black guy. If I was to go to a white guy and be like, "What's up, my N word?" I'm not specifically calling that out. But you're like you're taking the scenario or you're taking the specific understanding that the N word equals bad. When taking away that complete understanding, it's inherently a word. But not just that. It's like I can't specifically take a situation where like I go up to someone and I call them the N word and you immediately take the second like, oh, he said the N word, he means malicious intent. If I was to go up to a black guy and say my N word, I'm not specifically calling them the N word. I'm using that as a phrase that people have been saying for a while. Like there's a lot of people who
Oh,
always
so
go
you
up to
don't
me,
think it's wrong?
yeah.
So you think it's completely acceptable to go up to a black person and call them the N-word? Mona, I appreciate the
If it's
subscription.
not
Thank
with
you so much. In
malicious
that
intent,
particular context,
if it's not with malicious intent, yeah.
I think that's pretty fucking wild. Okay, so like for example, if you didn't have malicious intent and you made fun of the fact that my mom just got diagnosed with cancer, did you do something wrong in that scenario?
No, because making fun of someone is with malicious intent.
No,
You
you did
can't
so
make fun
in,
of
in
someone.
tried you tried to make me happier. I told you
What?
my mom got diagnosed with cancer, which she actually did, right? And you respond with trying to make a joke to like break the ice.
That's that's just a dickhead thing to do. That's
That
the
was your
difference.
intent. I agree, it's a dickhead move, but that was your intent. I think it's a
No, it's
dickhead
not.
move for any white person to say the N word.
Listen, I can't shoot somebody in the head and be like, oh, I was just helping you, like, because the hospital beds are really comfy. I wanted you to try them out. Like, I can't do something and then say, oh, that wasn't my intention, right? Because action over intention, that's the common human law, right? But it's like,
Okay, well then apply that same thing to any usage of the N word, given your white.
what?
Yeah, then
Given
any
your
any individual who's white, right? They would then it should be applied in that context that it would be negative then, right?
But even since back in those days, we've changed the definition from specifically an oppressive word to other things. And the only people who think it's oppressive are people who are still looking back at those times. The phrase
Okay,
my
so
N
if
word
someone
that
makes a grape joke but they redefine grape with a different term, is it okay?
oh, what? What do
If
what?
someone makes a grape joke but they redefine the word grape to mean something else, right? Is it then okay?
That's not well, no, but because you're not making a joke about slavery, you're just using that term in a context that isn't about slavery. Complete opposite.
I'm confused what you're saying.
Like you're saying that if I was to make a joke about grape, but then redefine the word grape, I'm doing the opposite. I'm making a joke that where you keep the word but you redefine the meaning. You're flipping the term. You're keeping the same meaning with a different term. I'm using the same term with a different meaning. You're flipping it around. But I
No, no,
understand
no.
what you're
I'm
coming from.
I, I'm saying that you're using the same term with a different meaning.
So I make a grape joke using
Yeah, but
the
without
word
using the
grape,
word grape, by using a different word.
like in
Or not
video
a different
games,
word,
for example.
no, you use the same word, but use a different, like, meaning, that's what I meant to say.
So like if I'm playing like a video game or something, right, and this guy just plows through me, right? I'm talking like I'm cooking up, and this guy just destroys me, right? And I go, oh my god, this guy literally graped me so hard. I'm not
I still think
meaning
that's
that.
wrong.
Well, yeah, but that's like sensitivity. Like that's the difference between being able to take a joke, and that's the
That's
thing.
not just sensitive, bro. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? In that context, you can say that person just destroyed me.
Okay, yeah, but that doesn't. It's the emphasis on what happened, right? It's inherently. When I talk about that, like, okay, you're taking the situation where I
This
say the
person
word
slammed
grape.
me.
Yes,
This
yes,
person
you're
drilled me.
saying.
This person,
Okay,
like, you
okay,
can
okay,
say
okay,
all
okay.
these
I understand.
terminology. You don't have
I
to say that
understand. I
word.
understand. I understand. I understand. But you're taking a situation where I say the word grape, and you're immediately saying, "Oh, he said that word. That means he means the prime initial definition of that word." And you're taking it
No,
like
I just
super
think it's
serious.
bad in association because of the meaning behind the word that is typically associated with the context, right? Like the idea is that it's not okay to use these particular types of terminologies and make jokes about this when it has real negative impacts on people. Appreciate the handout. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, but that's like the ability to forget, right? The ability to forget about the fact that there's been like, like slavery happened so long ago, and we've had so many laws and so many scenarios and so many things that have happened since then where we've, completely disregarded that whole idea of slavery. Going back to that by taking every single scenario where anybody uses something like the N-word and go, oh, he's referring to that terrible time where all these bad things happened. Like we've moved on from that. Like our society is not still stuck on the fact that we had slavery however many
So we
hundreds
should
of
just
years.
forget slavery happened. Is that your view? Appreciate the
No,
handout.
that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said we should take away the constant remembering of the fact that, oh, this happened. So anybody who uses any phrase based on it, we have to immediately like make fun of them and be like, oh, you suck, like for using that word.
Yeah, I don't think that you should use right the N-word in a racist connotation any time because any usage of the term when
It's
you're white is
it's
racist.
not a racist connotation though.
Yeah, what do you mean by racist? Like when you're saying something is racist, what do you mean?
If I go up to someone and I call them the N word, it's bad. But if I'm
No,
using
and
it
I'm
in
not asking for an example, man. I'm asking you what do you mean by the term?
what is it? What do you mean? What do I mean by the term?
Not an
What do you mean?
example. What would be like the definition you operate on? Lana, I appreciate the hearts. Thank you so much. I don't know why I said it like that. Hearts.
Oh, sorry, I'm so lost. What are you asking me?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I literally am confused. I don't know how you're lost. I like asked you the most basic questions ever, and I just like for some reason you don't understand them.
Yeah, you say so many words, bro. Just like say one more time,
I honestly don't remember. I think I said it 3 times already.
and you still don't remember.
No, I don't. I kind of forgot after the third time I said it.
That's not what? That's not
I
how it
was
works,
asking
bro.
for like a definition. I forget of what term though.
Of racism
Yeah, well, yeah, racism. When you say that something is racist, what is the definition you're going off of?
in like you're discriminating against someone,
So it's what does discrimination mean?
like singling them out for reasons based on their race. Like if
Singling
I was
them out for
no,
reasons
like
based
okay, okay.
upon their
Like
race.
if I was to see a black guy in my group, and I would only talk to the white people in my group and not talk to the black guy, that's racism because I'm discriminating against someone because of specifically because of their race. Same thing with sexism. I would discriminate against someone because they're a girl. It's sexism.
So if you go up to everyone and you call them the N-word, is it then okay for you to do so to black people because you're not treating them differently?
I mean, if I'm like, and that's the difference between racism and just being a dickhead. Like, if I was to go up to every single person and be like, "Fuck you," then I'm not specifically being racist to every
No, no,
single.
no, no. You say the N-word to every single person you run into. If you say it to a person who's black, is that wrong?
But I'm saying I wouldn't go up to every single person. That's why. That's why I
No,
would never
stop.
go up to
Answer my
every single
dude. Answer
person.
my fucking
No,
question, dude. I'm asking a very specific
no, but
question,
you're asking questions that are
and
inherently
you're
followed
fucking
underneath.
deflecting. Okay, answer the damn question.
No, listen. You're asking questions that are inherently based on malicious intent. I'm saying with no malicious intent, you would never
Dude,
go up to
how is it
every
inherently
single
based
person
in
you see
malicious
on the
intent?
because you would never go up to every
You
single person you
understand?
see
You
and call them
understand that
N-word.
under your view, what was malicious? Define.
Like bad.
Bad, right? So bad intent. Someone could say that they were just doing it without the context of a bad intent. They thought it was
And that's a
completely
stupid
meaningless.
person.
For example,
And that's
right?
a stupid
For
person.
example, right? I'll give you an example. Someone who's Amish, right? They might not know that this term particularly is a bad connotation. I can point you literally to a video on TikTok of someone talking about how they use this terminology and referring to black people because they didn't know that it was a bad terminology. So do you think that going up to someone who's black and saying it in that context is bad still?
If you didn't know what it means, of course it's fine. And there was a dude literally
Oh, it's fine? There's no issue?
On Kai
Then why would you need to tell them to stop?
lady, hold on.
Wait. If there's no issue, why would you have to tell them to stop?
Well, no, because I'm saying in that specific example, where an Amish person doesn't know what it means, it's of course it's fine, because in that one scenario where they don't know what it means, they're like, okay, it's fine because they didn't understand what it meant. But if they were saying it because that's the way their entire society uses it, and they have no malicious intent, like, because this again, what you're saying is that the reason it's bad is because of the past historical whatever of the word was like intended with like slavery.
Yeah,
But like,
so if a 6-year-old calls a black person the N-word, right, is that wrong? If they don't understand how society has done so?
no, if they don't understand what society's done, so no, that's fine.
No, it's not wrong. So, Toxic, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. So, if someone comes from another country and starts calling people who are black the N-word, right, is that justified because they didn't know?
Yes.
Okay. So you're saying that the only context in which it would be something that's bad is if they know. Okay. So the case is, Ghost, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. Under your view, there would be literally no reason to tell them to stop if you don't consider it to be bad. Okay. The reason why you would tell them to stop is because initially speaking, you consider it to be bad.
That's all I said. I said that's one scenario where that's okay.
You didn't listen to me, did you? Just repeat what I just said.
Your mic, like, I'm muted. What do you mean?
Repeat what I just said. If you can't repeat what I'm just said, I'm going to go on to the next person.
You said that the only situation where it's okay is when people don't know, because like you wouldn't tell them if there wasn't inherently a problem with it. I'm saying that's one scenario.
No, there would be no reason for them to change their behavior if it was not bad. If you're not saying that they shouldn't do this, well, then there's no reason for them to change their behavior and to stop doing it. So the idea is that you do think that they shouldn't do this. You just think that they shouldn't be held responsible to the same degree, given the fact that they don't know the context. But it's still bad.
One scenario where it's okay. You're taking completely out of proportion. I'm saying in the one scenario where that is, I would try to tell them not to, because people like you do take that thing seriously. People, like specifically people who do read that deep into every single word, who every single time they hear some sort of slur or some sort of the word that has a backhanded meaning, like the word grape, they think about that. They're like, oh my God, like no matter what context you use it, it's a bad word, right? And that's people.
I never said using the word grape is bad in any context.
You did. You said.
No, I didn't. I said making a joke about grape was bad. I literally have brought up the term grape. How could I consider it to be bad if I've brought it up?
No, but you're using it. Okay.
I'm using a different word because of TikTok terms of service.
Okay. I would not make a joke specifically about the action of grape. I would use grape in the context of a different joke. I would just use it to emphasize the action and how bad it's like its main meaning.
Which is saying that the joke is about that, right? I have a question. What's your birth year?
I'm not joking about it. I'm joking with it.
Hey, what's your birth year?
My birth year, 2006.
2006?
6.
Your fucking math is terrible. Am I tripping, chat? No, yeah, the math is terrible, right? That hasn't happened yet. Thank you, chat. I appreciate it. Yo, what's up? How old are you? The subs are always right, chat. You know what? I'm listening to subs from now on, okay? Subs are always fucking right. If a majority of my subs are saying it, I'm gonna fucking trust them. Honestly. That is fucking wild. Tap that screen, everyone. Let's ready to 1.5 million likes. By the way, everyone, we got like 13 more minutes, so we got like one more person left on the live, and then I do have to get off, everyone, because I have my test later. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
30.
Yeah, do you think that it's okay to use slurs if you're not a part of the community?
Not really, but I would say there's a few exceptions, or at least one that I can think of. So, I am a gay man, but I have lots of straight male friends, and like, I don't know, they always make jokes at each other, silly jokes if they're like overweight or something, then they'll take the piss out of each other. And I'd kind of almost be offended if they didn't occasionally take the piss out of me. Like I almost feel like they were holding that back in a way because they thought I was lesser. I don't know. That's kind of a weird perspective, but yeah.
So it makes you feel lesser if they don't call you a slur?
No, but like not in that context. Like if we're like having fun and stuff, like drinking or whatever, sometimes like they'll like drop the F bomb and then give me like a big kiss on the cheek or something. Like it's just cheeky. And there's no kind of malice in it at all. And they would
Them
never
giving
say
you a
it to
kiss on the
anybody
cheek?
else. Yeah, but in a jokey way, banter.
Is that using a slur?
If they use the F word, yes, that would be a
Yeah,
slur.
and I think it's wrong for them to do that, right?
But I don't think that they're trying to be cruel, and I don't think like I think if they specifically excluded that from being a topic of humor, then I think that is almost insulting.
So would it be almost insulting if you leave out someone's race as a topic of humor?
Uh, no, I don't. But to be honest with you, I don't think race is something you can be cheeky with. I think being gay probably, because it has sexual connotations as well, means that it's something that's easier to joke about.
Why? What about it makes it easier to joke about?
I don't know. It's just everyone has sex, right? So it's like something you can laugh about and have fun with.
Everyone has skin color.
Yeah, true. But I don't know. Maybe because I'm white, I don't feel comfortable joking about that stuff. Like I've always been brought up to be very anti-racist. So,
Yeah, and I
yeah,
think the same thing should
but
be
but
targeted towards
equally,
people who are straight about saying slurs that are targeted towards gay people.
but then I'm not offended by the fact that African Americans have taken on their own, and I know you're accepting of that anyway, but African Americans seem to have, kind of reclaimed that horrible word and have turned it into
Oh, I have
something
no
more
issues with
positive.
reclamation. You can reclaim the word for yourself as
Sure.
well if you're
So
gay.
so if you
Appreciate the
can
galaxy. Thank you
reclaim
so
that,
much.
why can you not have a sort of, I don't know, some sort of unwritten agreement with your closest friends that it's okay for them to do that? I think that's fine.
Well, because I don't think that anyone that's not a part of the community should be able to say the words, right? I think that it should still be considered wrong.
But what if it's almost by permission of somebody from that community specifically
I don't
towards
I don't
them?
necessarily believe in passes.
Okay, so that's a good phrase. So that's what I would say I give my friends. Like they would, like I say, they would never say it outside of our friendship circle. They would never say it to anybody else that they met in the street. They would never say it even to each other. So I don't know. I just find it kind of strange to be offended by it when I think it's just a form of male camaraderie, maybe, which you might say is toxic. Uh, and possibly you're right, but I don't know. I don't think it comes from a bad place, so I don't think it should always be condemned.
Okay, so what would be the relevant distinction between that term and say like the R slur or the N word that would mean that right, it's okay to do this particular action within the context of people who are gay, right, but not in any other context.
So if I was a black person, would I be okay with my friends, my white friends, saying the N word to me? Um,
No. I'm saying like, do you think
no,
that
no,
it
I
should be
don't.
the
I
case
was
that
just
people can give around passes like that?
do I think it's okay to give passes? Sorry. Yes, I do. I think that would be
No,
fine.
in terms of someone accepting it, right? I think it's not wrong for someone to say like if you're gay, you can be like, oh, you can say this, I guess, to someone. The issue would be that person who is straight then saying it, not the person who's gay saying you can say this.
So if somebody accepted the offer of the pass, then they're still wrong in your eyes.
Hmm.
Okay, then yeah, I guess we just disagree on that.
Yeah, sure. Is there anything else you want to add or talk about?
No, man, but I love your lives, and I'm really sorry to hear about your mum. I hope she's alright.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man.
No worries. Have a nice evening.
You as well. You as well. We're gonna go on to the next person, last person here today. We got 8 minutes, everyone. Actually, should I just end it, everyone, right now? Because I do have a test to study for. It's at 7 o'clock, everyone. So I do want to make sure to get time to study. I should end it here right now. No. Oh my God. Thank you for the little card. I appreciate it. Yeah, I do got to study, chat. Yeah, I'm gonna study. I will be doing this topic here again here pretty soon, everyone. We will be doing that again tomorrow. I will be on at around 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't know how long I'll be on live to. I did have plans at like 7 o'clock or something, or a little bit later than that, but I'm not quite sure if we're gonna do that. But yeah, freedom for everyone. Oh, by the way, Ayana, because I always see you in my chat, right? DM me. Thank you for the hat and mustache. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm gonna give you a free sub, Ayana, by the way, because I always see you in my chat, like literally all the time, right? So I want to make sure I want to give you a free sub. But yeah, we're gonna send everyone over to Joe Vaughn's live. Everyone look up Joe Vaughn underscore Bradley. Spam Parker raid. Spam love from Parker. Everyone look up Joe Vaughn underscore Bradley. Spam Parker raid. Spam love from Parker. Y'all already know the deal. Love everyone so much. I'll be on tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone, and peace out, y'all. Great night, y'all. Joe Vaughn underscore Bradley, y'all.